For this Sofa Talk, we are out of the studio talking to celebrity guest Lewis Duncan Weedon.
Lewis shares his knowledge on celebrity styles and what to wear this summer.
Lewis also mentions how he got his start in the fashion industry and dishes on those Kylie Jenner lips.
Okay, so we're here with...
Hi, I'm Lewis Duncan Weedon.
And you are a stylist, a celebrity stylist. Right, so how did you get into that profession?
One of my friends did a TV show, Donkeys, years ago, and she was struggling to find things to wear when we were going out and about. And I just think sort of my natural taste, and then I started picking things out for her to wear, and then she was getting photographed a lot, people were really liking it, and then it kind of just sort of developed. A lot of my other friends were doing TV, then I started doing bits and pieces, and it kind of just sort of progressed from there, really. And then it kind of went into sort of makeup, and then styling, and then kind of doing presenting and things, and it kind of all fell into the fashion thing.
Right, so who have you styled then? Have you styled any really big names?
I have, but I don't tend to talk about many clients because I think it's nicer not to. But I can talk about a few because some of them are like really, really close friends. So my best friend was in Mystique, so Sue Elise, so I work with her quite a lot. She's a dream to dress. She's absolutely stunning. One of my best friends, Lydia Lucy, she was from the X Factor last year and the year before. She's really, really fun to dress. She's tiny, she's like a little doll, so I work with her quite a lot. She's really, really close. My friend Olivia, who's made in Chelsea. I get to work with quite a lot of socials, quite a mix of sort of TV personalities, and then I have done some big people as well, but they're the ones I don't like to talk about.
Right, so when did this start off? How old was you?
I started modelling when I was 14, 15.
But you was a model?
Yeah, I modelled for a little bit. And I still do on and off now, every now and again. Someone's silly enough to put me on their runway, and I do that, so it's quite fun. And then I'll be walking at Men's Fashion Week in June, so that'll be really cool. I'm really looking forward to that. I tend to kind of do, because I've got more of an androgynous look, I tend to kind of walk for women but in the mix, so it's been really nice to be approached by a male designer to be like, oh, we'd really like you to walk for us. I think it's the beard.
Yeah, that is an excellent beard.
Thank you very much. It's all drawn on.
Right, so you I can't believe that. So you're a model as well. So did you want to be in Hull Fashion Week, or was you just happy to style everyone?
So I've been coming up for 8 years. I absolutely love Hull. I feel really, really relaxed here. I did one, I think it was 3 years ago, I just went to it and I was like, oh, it's really cool. Obviously I do London Fashion Week and I do Paris. I love the fact it was involving like Hull, being really cool about, you know, the shops that have been here for such a long time. So obviously last year I got involved. We're doing styling and a little bit of posting, and obviously when it was coming up again, they were like, we'd really like to get you involved again. And it's been really nice to be able to do, because I present quite a lot now, and that's kind of where my publicist is taking me into like sort of TV presenting. So it's been really nice to kind of, you know, do that up here, and it'd be really cool. And you know, Luke's hilarious. I love working with him, and Keely's really great. So I think the balance of the three of us, one's very BBC, one sort of throw his hands up in the air, and then I could sort of the middle ground of the Jewish mum and looking after everyone. So it's, I really like that. I think it's nice that three of us can be on stage together, but one at a time, and I think it sort of keeps people interested as well, because it's a long day for people to be inside, especially when the weather's gorgeous. So, but I love it. I think it's amazing.
So which do you prefer? Hull Fashion Week, London, Paris?
They're so completely different. Like here is fun. It's about involving the shops that are here, you know, community, getting people to sort of be active, and like the blogging network. They're incredible. The girls are so cool. I literally got to spend last night with them. We did a few events and then we went out, and they're lovely. It's very community. Whereas London to me is definitely work. Like this is fun, but it's work.
Business.
Whereas work in London is literally I have to watch the shows, I have to be aware of one, writing about what I'm seeing, one, being photographed at events to get my persona going, and then looking for things for clients. It was very, very different. I love it, don't get me wrong, I love it, but it's, because I'm very lucky that I get to go, and I'm very, you know, looked after, but I love this, because it's just so much more chilled out.
Laid back as well.
Oh god, yeah.
It's more personable.
Yeah, absolutely. And everyone's so nice.
Yeah.
And it's really fun.
That's just the people of Hull.
Yeah, it's definitely a Hullian thing, yeah. And go get some chip spice while I'm here.
Yeah. So you're not from Hull?
No.
Where are you from?
I live in Hertfordshire.
Right.
So just outside of London.
Right, so how did you get involved with Hull then?
Awkward. Ex. So my ex is.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's my bad. Sorry. Right, so let's have a look at your shoes. Have these got a heel on them?
Yeah, just a little bit of a wedge. These were sent from Clark's. And then what have we got on? Marks and Spencer. mint velvet, which is one of my friend's brands, and I live in mint velvet. So my first outfit was all mint velvet.
Right.
It's so soft, and I got like the jersey. And then this is Warehouse, because I wanted the Victoria Beckham one, but I couldn't get it in my size.
There's one similar like that in River Island. Have you seen it?
No, I have not
Yeah,
yet.
it's
I'm going to
really
definitely have a
nice.
good poster while I'm up here, because I love some of the independents, things like the dressing room. I love that. They got involved last year, which is really cool. You know, she's got a mix of designer and things, which is really nice. I'm slightly obsessed by Poor Boy now. That place is so cool.
We saw a dress we was looking through, and then our friend was like, "Oh, I want it so much."
So nice in there. I really
nice.
I love vintage anyway, and the fact they've put their own twist on it, and it's really great to use it today because it kind of shows off what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're relatively new as well, so it's really cool.
It's kind of cool that there's the catwalk there, and then also the like little tiny boutique things.
Yeah, and the nice
boutiques are
pop-up
really
shops
in, aren't
outside
they?
and
Yeah,
stuff as well.
yeah.
It is, people are very much like, Primark has its place, don't get me wrong, but it's now people I think are very much more aware of trying to get different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And that's
and
really
being
cool.
more original.
Yeah, and the 90s trend, people actually want the original stuff as well.
Yeah.
You know, like the Elise tops. And
Yeah,
Nike and
exactly.
stuff as
Yeah, you
well.
mentioned that earlier.
Yeah,
didn't you?
it literally is. It's such a weird thing because years ago none of us would have touched it with a barge pole.
Like, oh no,
but it's
no,
like
it's not.
socialites in London and they're walking around like in a sweater and you're like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So
Whereas I
it's
quite
weird,
like
isn't
more
it?
the 90s makeup, the Kylie Jenner lips and stuff. So I've done a few tutorials on how to get that look.
Oh,
So I have my
really?
lips injected, but I can show you how to make them look bigger with that sort of look. And it's such a massive thing, that kind of makeup now is really, really sort of on
What's your
on
YouTube
trend.
channel then? 'Cause we-
It's just my name, Lewis Duncan Weedon.
Right, we will put that on. So guys, you can watch this tutorial on how to get those, is it Kylie Jenner?
Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner lips.
Yeah, it's that kind of, that sort of dusky, purpley lip, which is kind
Yeah,
of
we
really big.
was downstairs, we was talking
with
about
the
it
makeup
today.
artist.
Yeah.
And she had the colour from MAC.
Well,
Yeah, but what's it called?
it's
Was
Mac
Brave.
Well.
Oh, was
Yeah,
it
and
Mac Well?
Mac Brave as well.
Oh, is that one?
Yeah.
I've
So,
seen
no, that
one.
one's like a pinky.
Okay,
peach,
yeah, I know
peachy
Whirl is the
colour.
one that she wore. I actually did a few different ones, sorry, because not everyone can afford Mac, and I'm not the
Yeah, we're
biggest Mac
students,
fan
to
in
be
the
fair,
world, to
yeah.
be fair.
Yeah.
And I work with a really amazing makeup brand called W7, and they are literally so affordable, but the pigments are really fantastic. They wear really well. So like with Keely and Luke today and me, we've been wearing like affordable makeup brands because people can then emulate what we were wearing. And even when we were picking clothes, we've tried to make them aspirational to look good, but it doesn't necessarily mean they have to cost a fortune.
So when you're dressing people, do you always get their opinions on what they want to wear?
It depends who it is. If it's like a general client, then yeah, because they need to feel comfortable. Like with the guys today, I've dressed Luke twice now. He's really easy. He's quite happy to wear the joke with the women's jeans because he likes skinny jeans and they were the ones that fitted him. He's really open to it. Keely's got quite more of a BBC look, because what she has to wear when she's presenting.
Yeah.
And then Lizzie last year as well. Lizzie quite liked polished as well, but it's kind of throwing a few things in that they're not used to, and just mixing up a little, the leather shorts and that kind of thing, and
I
it just
know,
makes
it
it a little
looks
bit.
really
Everyone
nice,
loved that.
yeah.
The second she
And the
came
red
out,
heels.
exactly. It's just a little bit of fun, and we tried to do the different looks that they kind of match together, but it's not so obvious, but they blend really well. And like putting Luke in the shorts, everyone was like, oh my, all the bloggers loved that, and they were like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So it's just mixing up really. And with celebs clients, most of them are friends, so they trust my opinion. Like Lydia, her fan base is pretty much like 13 to 16, so putting a Chanel gown on her is pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can't afford it, they can't afford it.
It's knowing the audience.
So we pretty much use high street, but she might wear a Christian Louboutin or she might wear a really nice watch, but that's
A one-off. Sort
yeah,
of thing,
that's as much as we go, because you want to be able to emulate it, and also if a brand loans you something, it's really nice to be able to share that with their fan base as well. And I think it's really important. We've got an amazing high street. I think we kind of need to promote that as much as the high-end designers as well.
Yeah. So what styles are coming back in, like colours, pastel colours, or what's coming in?
It's actually more acids, quite bright. There's lots of coral, there's lots of purples. I've obviously, in February was Fashion Week, so I'm kind of already on to like fall winter, which is kind of weird in my head to then trying to think back. But it's kind of lots of colours, but with neutrals. It's sort of, like with the prints and things, like the graphic prints of the shirts and things we put on Keely, and it's that 90s vibe of mixing things up. But what's really nice is nothing's sort of too trend orientation. You can look back and say like the 80s, it was an obvious style.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's kind of more people are wearing what they like, and I really like that, because
I
that's
like
how
that
I
too.
dress.
Yeah, they're always
I do
the-
style over fashion, because then you look good. It's not
It's
dated
like
too quickly.
an
You're just
eclectic
wearing what you're
mix of all the
comfy.
decades from
Yeah.
past.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I love the fact, sort of here they've got skinny jeans on, you've got the vintage hats and stuff. It's just something different.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. And then coming into sort of winter, there's lots of velvet, so that's back in a huge way. Again, lots of textures in times, and you know, you can do a lot more with winter. You can do layers and things.
Yeah, that's why I.
But yeah, spring summer is really cool because it's kind of, you know, culottes are huge. So my friend Lindsay, who was in Bewitched, she's got her own line coming out now, and she's
everyone.
she was actually going to come, but she got engaged this weekend. So Lindsay, I'm so proud of you.
Congratulations!
So she's with her fiance now. So she lives in Manchester. So she's going to come over. But yeah, she wanted to do a line and come out with that, so she's done culottes, but she's going to go into denim. Come on, they're all known for denim, so she's going to do it, and I'm like, why not? And it's just about sort of fun twists on elements now, and I think a culotte is actually a really cool look. I'm really obsessed by them at the moment. I think they look really, really cool. And a girl in like a white shirt or a guy's blazer, I love that. I think it's so cute. Just wear what you're comfortable in. Don't worry about what other people think. Exactly. Just, you know, be you.
Yeah, I mean that's what I dress for comfort as well.
Yeah, the comfort, but still like polished.
But still. Is trendy a really good word to say? Would you say?
I don't like trendy because I feel like you're trying.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? It sounds like you're trying to be fashion forward. Just, you know, I kind of look back and go Audrey Hepburn, people like that. Like that Breakfast at Tiffany's like over 30 years old. Yeah. But everyone's like, wow, she still looks good. So that's kind of, if you do classics, and we were talking about that on stage. It's like, you know, your jacket, you could wear that forever, amen. Yeah. It's so chic, it's so simple, but you could put a bright top on that's the colour of the season, and it goes. Yeah. So that's kind of the best way to do it. You know, the rips in the jeans, I really like that, because if you do that with a blazer, you look polished, but you look a little bit cool. Exactly. I love rock chick. That's one of my, like, slightly gothic-y, that's my favourite look. I wear that a lot. Like, this is bright for me. I normally head to toe black. But on stage it can be a bit, you know, cold. Yeah. So I kind of, you know, go for a little bit of colour. There. Literally.
So you always dress really glamorous, do you? Do you always put 100% into your look?
Yeah, that's. I don't go in the wardrobe to try and look like a certain look. I just put on what I feel really comfortable with. My look up here is a lot more played down compared to London. So if I'm going to an event in London, then obviously I will be a little bit more glam because I'm going to be papped. It's going to be in the paper. I want to make sure I look tidy, but not try hard. You can spot the people that try. And then it's a lot more eclectic and stuff actually. But I've noticed over the 8 years of coming up here, people are very much more into it now, and that's really cool. I really like that, especially because of the uni. You're having so many different people come so often now. You're going to get a mix of people, and everyone's going to have the style, and I think that's really cool.
I've noticed that people are a lot more girly nowadays. I mean, because they used to just like wear trainers or whatever, you know, not chavvy, but if you know what I mean.
Yeah, again, it was that 90s influence, and then Lily with, you know, like the trainers and the skirts and stuff. I quite like that. I think it can be played down and be quite cute, like with what we were doing with Keely. It's like we've got a coral skirt which we didn't get around to using, but we were going to do it with like high tops. And a little tag, so you can be really feminine, but it still be a little bit quirky at the same time. But I love, like last night I went out with the girls, and it's like everyone's dressed up for a Friday night, and I love that. I think it's really cute. It's really, really nice.
It's like with the really like 70s wedge and everything. They're at home.
You can walk in them. So it's like, girls, please don't wear shoes you can't walk in. It's like you don't look good. I'm sorry. You know, there's no harm in like wearing a wedge because you know, more practical. You still got your height. I love them, especially over summer. Like, you know, we were talking about Ascot earlier, and like. And they've got Beverly Polo and stuff coming up. You can walk in them. You can be in them all day. You don't need to worry about it. Last thing you want to do is be walking around, you know, people in London with the shoes in the hand when they've been on the tube.
It's like walking on a knife. Like, it's not comfortable.
It's not worth it because you don't feel great, and then you've ruined your night. You've been out an hour and you want to go home.
Your face is like that. You're like, oh, I'm in pain.
The pain in your face.
I remember my first night out ever when I turned 18, and I was just halfway through the night, I was like crying.
I think we've all I've done it too.
But my heels weren't even really thin. They were quite thick. The heels.
Yeah, I'm quite slightly obsessed by that really thick, chunky heel on a sandal.
I love them ones,
They were really, really nice. Actually, we were in Dublin yesterday, and they've got so many really, really great price ones as well. And they're kind of like cream, but then they look like they've been paint splattered and stuff, so you can pull out the different colours. That's really fresh, really like modern. I really like that. And girls in that jogging bottom style, I'm obsessed by that kind of pant at the moment. I think that just looks good on everyone. I really, really like that. So
me too.
And that you can do with flats or heels, and it looks great.
Exactly. So just one more question: do you think there's a lot of petite clothing around, or do you think we should have some more?
I think it's got better, and the same with plus size as well.
Yeah,
I've got a plus size client, and it took us a really long time to find glamorous things. She didn't look like a sack in.
Yeah.
She's curvy, but she's literally got the most amazing hourglass figure. She had a tiny waist, and everything was that.
Yeah, it's really frustrating
Yeah.
when you think that it's just boxy.
Yeah, if you think you're big, you're
Yeah.
gonna be, one way or the other, or legs. My legs are longer than my body, so it can be hard. Petite, I really like Dorothy Perkins. I think they cover petite and they cover curvy really, really well. I think they're really, really good. I'm slightly obsessed by Tesco's F&F. Their stuff is amazing, like the price points, and they're really aware of making like that same jean in different sizes, and they've not just cut a leg off, they've scaled it intentionally, and that's where again plus size or petite can go wrong, is they've just kind of done it from 6 to 8 and they've kind of shortened the leg, whereas your proportions are completely different, so it needs to be catered. But I don't see why you shouldn't have something that's as on trend as everyone else. That irritates me terribly. I'm like, everyone should just have the right to wear whatever they want to get hold of.
So I've had trouble finding jeans. It's because I'm quite petite. It's always the leg length. So I find Topshop.
Or then you have to drop crotch them, and they
or like roll up the bottom.
Well, like for a long time the zips, because the ultra skinnies with the zips. So if you had them hemmed, you've lost the zip, and it just kind of looked pointless. You might not buy the zips. So I know a roll can look cute.
So I was like really restricted to Topshop for a while, just because.
I think is it the Joni jeans? I think they're the best with petite. They're really, really cool. They're like people like Zoella, and like people wear them because they're slightly high waisted, so you get the structure. But I think that's. It's nice. There are ways of elongating you a little bit as well, which is quite cool. But like flares are back in, it's more of the boot cuts. They're like really fitted to the knee and then kick out, so that way you can do your heel and you extend your body. Skinnies are cool, they have their place, but I will always put a client in a boot cut because I just think it's far more flattering, especially if you are a little bit top heavy or curvy. Just it makes you look tall and slim and really sophisticated, really, really easy. Jeans are like skinny jeans are cool, but I think there's something a bit more sophisticated about a boot cut. I think it's just really good. They are going to be back like major. You give it a month and everyone's going to be like flares. And they to the point where they're getting like in Pilates day, they're getting big, and like I love them because that's my particular style anyway.
You wear some last year for Fashion Week. Yes, I remember.
I'm obsessed by but it's just you're comfortable in them as well, and it just kind of polishes the look together. But again, like we were saying with the rock and roll, like a skinny, slightly batter grey jean and a blazer, that Hoxton sort of that Shoreditch vibe, I think it'd be really cool as well.
Okay, well, thank you for talking to us today.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.